For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 23 of the second season here at Chelsea on FIFA 18. In yesterday's episode, we took on Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final. To avoid any spoilers, make sure you watch that video first if you haven't already, because no doubt at some point in the episode, things will get spoiled for you if you haven't seen it thus far. So go back, check it, and then come back to this video and you'll be able to continue on. Because of course the fixture list is so hectic right now, I'm having to heavily rotate the side. It's just going to be one of those episodes, I'm afraid. One of those career mode episodes where you have 2 games in 2 days, followed by another one at the weekend. So I'm not sure what's going to happen result-wise. We'll just have to wait and see, but I shall try my best. Trying to close down Manchester United at the top of the table, of course. A win would take us to within 1 point of them in this very next game. So that is my aim. And of course, to get through in the FA Cup would be nice too. So let's jump into the game away from home at Old Trafford. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any more of this series. Or the FM content that's going up now. Or the Dortmund series, which is back again as well. So there's a lot going up on the channel. There's a lot to watch, and there'll be some more Football Manager as well from the Creators Cup coming very soon as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Right, Man United away. 4-2-3-1 with Man United, starting Almiron, their newest signing at Cam, behind Zlatan Ibrahimovic up top, Lindelöf and Bailly as the centre-backs with Telles at left-back. So some new signings in the Man United team, but we'll have to wait and see how we get on. Ibra out to Mkhitaryan, waiting for the turn. Didn't come, didn't materialise, trying to nip in there to get the ball. That's an effort and a half, and it's flown in the top corner. Right, that's not the start we wanted, was it? Anthony Martial with a fantastic first-time hit that floats into the top corner, and Thibaut Courtois can just stand there and watch it. Didn't even attempt, start that again. Didn't even attempt to try and get anything on it. Martial plays the 1-2 with Mkhitaryan and then just scoops it, and Courtois just watches it go tops. Was it that far away from him? Not really got the angle there to be able to find it. Really strange technique to be able to get that amount of power on it with barely any backlift there, but regardless, Martial early on makes it Man United 1, Chelsea 0. Corner for Manchester United, Paul Pogba to take it. They're looking for a second. An awkward corner to deal with, and they've played it about well. Mkhitaryan back out to the Frenchman. Cross comes in at the second attempt. Who's underneath that? Lindelöf wide of the target. Zappacosta beaten aerially at the back post by the centre-back, but thankfully missed the target. All given away. Willian down the right, turns back inside. There's Zappacosta. Isco's on the edge of the box. Touch is good. Turn is good. Shot's decent. Into the top bins. We're back level. My first real chance of the game, and Isco has buried it into the top corner. We're back in it at 1-1. A draw isn't the end of the world here, but I really would love a victory to close the gap to Manchester United. If the gap stays at 4, then we'd have a real task on our hands to get ourselves top of the table for the end of this season. Obviously, if they beat me, then it's a real task. But if we can close the gap to 1, that's obviously the main aim. And we're on. Oh, great ball over the top. Nemanja Matic in behind. Was he onside? The answer appears to be yes, and he's missed the target. The chance to put his team back in front against his former side, and he's absolutely fluffed that, Nemanja Matic. Gilt-edged opportunity, so much space for him, but wide. Mkhitaryan, heavy touch, but does get it to Pogba. Oh, that's a nice one too. How am I supposed to deal with that passing? That was ridiculous. Thankfully, we've won it back through Zappacosta. Willian will look to commit down the line, and Isco is away here, but Bailly's with him. Bailly's quick and strong, and most certainly stronger than Isco, but I'll look for Tammy Abraham through that gap. Tammy could turn. He's done well. Tammy Abraham with the effort. Hell of a block from Lindelöf, and I just knew they were going to give a goal kick there. We're starting to create more opportunities, though, which is a positive sign. Isco. Abraham. Willian is there on the far side. I'm not sure I can get it to him, though. We'll use the left-back Luke Shaw. And then I'm trying to... Well, I was going to try and draw Valencia into me, but it didn't work. But Isco's in now. And Isco for 2. And he's buried this into the top corner as well. Isco single-handedly turning the game in our favour. With 4 minutes to go till half-time, it's Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. It's a lovely driving run from Isco through the middle. You can see him there on the back of Pogba, not picked up, driving into the space. Good first touch to get it away from Bailly. And on his left foot, a similar finish to the first. But the second goal. Oh, just as I committed to the challenge there, he returned. That's a nice ball intercepted by Luke Shaw. Isco's there. Van Ginkel darting forward. Right, Tammy, make me a decent run, please. He's made me a run. Is it a decent one? He's turning sidewell. Oh, what a block! Unbelievable! From the defender. Was that Lindelöf? I'm not sure. Zlatan off, and it looks like it's going to be James Wilson to come on. Lukaku must be injured then, surely. I didn't glance him on the bench on the list earlier. Hazard with a cross from the corner, headed away by Lindelöf. It's dropped to Andreas Christensen, and he's done well to hold off the attentions of James Wilson there. Marco van Ginkel, did that take a deflection, or was the shot really just that bad? I think it was just that bad. No, it was a corner. Okay, I shouldn't have hit it that early anyway. Up we go with Laporte. Oh, Kroos to the back post. Was he onside? He was. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. It took a deflection off a defender on the way through, and Kroos, under control of the AI, threw himself at it and finds the third goal. Is that one that wins us this game and gets us just 1 point off the top of the league? I have to watch a replay of this. Who was the defender it came off? I'm not sure, but Kroos, he's actually gone through the post there. That, in real life, may have actually ended up with like a cracked vertebrae or something, because he would have ended up cracking off the post. But, wow, the commitment from Toni Kroos to make sure he got to that. Chelsea 3, Man United 1. Oh, this is massive. Don't throw it away, Ches. Hinkle with a header. Isco with a touch. Tammy with the run. And the turn. Go on, Tammy. Get past Lindelöf. Tammy Abraham in the box. On his left foot. Good save by David De Gea. Was hoping for a corner at best, but we'll take the opportunity to cross it. And underneath this could be Van Ginkel. Oh, if Tammy Abraham had stayed on his feet, he could have had another chance to look for a fourth. There's half an hour to go here. Man United obviously have the capability. Oh, what a challenge! Obviously have the capability to get themselves at least 2 goals in this game. But will they? That's the question. We might be able to get a fourth, and I'm not sure whether they'd get 3. Tammy Abraham loses out on possession though, and Bailly will clear. Costa into Willian. There's Tammy. I'm not going to commit too many bodies forward. In fact, I am actually going to switch to ultra defensive just to make sure that I don't get myself caught on the counter-attack. Tammy Abraham might find himself a little bit isolated in these final few minutes, but it is for the necessary sacrifice of the team to get the result. And to be fair, if Isco could get the turn in here and the shot, if it had gone down, the referee might have thought and contemplated giving a penalty there, but he stayed on his feet with good balance, but unfortunately didn't come away with the ball. Aymeric Laporte does give away a foul, though apparently that one is illegal with regards to the challenge. I didn't really see too much difference between that and the other one, to be honest. Pogba going to take this free kick. 20 minutes to go now. Almiron apparently hurt. Oh no! Oh, Courtois, react! Wow. Still 3-1 somehow. Shoulder throw. Back to Hazard. Into Pasalic, who's come on. Van Ginkel through the gap. That wasn't very well done. Wilson. Into Almiron. Red and white shirts not necessarily flooding forward here, but they are getting forward eventually. Martial just slowing things up. Alex Telles turns inside. There's the cross. Keeper will catch this. I'm going to bowl this out quickly because you can see on the halfway line that Tammy Abraham is all on his own. It's Michy Batshuayi, sorry, I made the substitution. I forgot about that. Isco played in. Telles trying to close me down. Lindelöf with me too. And Isco's got past Lindelöf. And Isco can't score because Eden Hazard... No. Because David De Gea palms it away and Eden Hazard can't get to the loose ball. Right, just Laporte and... oh, we might find him though. No, De Gea palms it clear. I'm not going to get it back in the box yet. We'll lay that back to Willian. Man United very defensive. They were threw a lot of bodies forward there for that previous attack, but then from the corner had everybody back from it. So I don't really understand how they thought they were going to get back in the game by doing that. Chance to perhaps catch me on the counter, but Michy was floating and it nearly caught David De Gea out. He reacted to that one though. I have since seen a replay of their first goal, Martial's one, and to be fair, it was nowhere, absolutely nowhere near Courtois. He didn't stand a chance of being able to stop it. Willian with this throw, I'm going to go all the way back towards the right back. And unfortunately, Zappacosta didn't react. Giving it straight back to them, but there's... how many minutes added on? 3. That's not enough time for Man United to score 2 goals, surely. We'll just knock that back inside to Isco. This is good football. Very good football. I will give it to Michy, then go for the 1-2. And Isco in for a hat-trick. De Gea again with a save. Willian, just take your time. Don't need to rush things. Don't need to rush things. There's someone on the edge of the box. It's Pasalic to Zappacosta. Why not have a crack? David De Gea with another stop. But we're just wasting time here. The referee surely will blow his final whistle momentarily. The cross comes in here. Pasalic underneath it. Gets the volley in, but oh, it looks like Hazard was offside. No, I got a free kick. All right, I'll call the short. I'll call for the short man, and I will pass it to Willian. And the final whistle will go very, very shortly. I'll just whip it in for the sake of whipping it in. Michy can't get there, and there is the final whistle. That is quite possibly the most important game of our league season to date. quite possibly the most important game in the league of this series to date, to be completely honest. Absolutely massive result at Old Trafford. Huge for us. We're now just 1 point behind them. Now the game tomorrow against Swansea in the FA Cup. Did they play? They didn't. In fact, they might be Championship Swansea. I'm not sure. I can't remember whether they got relegated last year or not. I think they might well have done. Can't remember off the top of my head. But it's Swansea the very next day. As you can tell, my first team players, or the majority of the players that played in that game, won't be playing against Swansea. They'll play against Villa. So I'll rotate the side, play a similar team to the one that played in the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool. See if we can get ourselves through to the next round of the FA Cup. Looks like it's a very similar side to the one that played against us in leg number 1. In fact, it may be exactly the same with the narrow 4-1-2-1-2 with Baston and Vieto up top with Van Persie in behind. We drew, what was it, 2-2 in the first leg. We just need to score more goals than them in this one. Van Persie into Leon Britton. In there to Coquelin. Forward to Borja Baston. To Van Persie. Round to Vieto. Good tackle by Zuma, but Borja Baston still gets it to Vieto and I'm 1-0 down early on again. It's alright, don't panic. We turned it around against Manchester United. I'll just have to do the same against Swansea as well. Their team is fully fit. You can tell from the stamina bars that their team are 100% fit and ready for this game. Mine aren't, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Although you may consider that an excuse, the fact that I've even just bothered mentioning it, but still. We will push further forward. We will try again. And I'll get myself back in front. I mean, I went 1-0 down in the first game against them, didn't I? And then went 2-1 up and then they equalised. I can't remember off the top of my head. But regardless, the only thing that matters at this moment in time is that I'm 1-0 down now and I have to turn it around. Get there, Kurt. Well, I tried to commit to the challenge there and he wimped out of it. He could have gotten to that. Oh, great. Now Kante's fallen over Pereira. Here's Roque Mesa. Gets that back to Harries. Inside to Luciano Vieto. Around the corner to Coquelin. Into Roque Mesa. Trying to slow... Get up, mate! Oh, bloody hell. Wagner just sat there on the floor. Here's Harries around the corner. And Ricardo Pereira cuts it out. We'll just take the goal kick and be happy with it. Wagner into Casey Palmer. Turns past Leon Britton. Amici Batshuayi's comes short there, which doesn't really help. But he's getting forward, but he's not necessarily running away from Roque Mesa. But he has turned well there. We'll get that to Casey Palmer. Drop the shoulder on the defender. Casey Palmer in the box. Casey Palmer equalises immediately. Right then. We are back in the game. It's 1-1 after 14 minutes. Like I said, we came from 1-0 down against Man United. I believe we came from 1-0 down in the first FA Cup game against Swansea as well. Let's just go and win it. Way back to Casey Palmer. I'll rifle this out wide here to Kennedy. And Alexandro's on the overlap. And it's a nice ball round the corner to him as well. We'll drive into the box. Alexandro will pull it back. And it will reach Kennedy somehow. And he's turned on his left foot. Kennedy! Deflected! Wide. Deflected wide. Right, cross to come in from the corner. Wagner to deliver. Decent ball. Kennedy's underneath it. Coquelin heads it away. It's Azpilicueta that recovers the loose ball. I'm actually going to switch this to Alexandro on this far side. Not sure what Alexandro's shooting's like, to be honest. So I'm not going to try it. And Casey Palmer, I tried that back heel. That didn't work. But at least Alexandro can recover. We'll get that quickly into Michi. Get the turn in. And the shot. Michi, good save. It will reach Kennedy. I'll just try and keep it in. Get it away from the defender. Get back on your left foot. No. Oh, he's fouled there, is he? He is. If only I'd have done that in the box and got myself a penalty. Although I probably have missed it. You know what I'm like. Right. An opportunity from this free kick then. I'd rather Michi was in the box, to be honest. I think we put on it that's quite small. Let's give it to N'Golo Kante. He's not going to be winning any headers. Kante dinks it in. And, yep, that's why I shouldn't have given it to N'Golo Kante. Aspi recovers the possession, though. Here's Kurt Zuma. Out wide is Wagner. Spin on it. No, get tackled. Okay, Kante to Casey Palmer. Oh, turned and blocked by Roque Mesa. Now an advantage in their favour. And they'll get a free kick. This is quite an entertaining replay so far. He's up forward in there to Vieto. Cross to Britton. Into Vieto. Back to Leon Britton. Back to Vieto. Back to Britton. Courtois saves. I'm trying to get rid of this. The 1-2s were just impossible to deal with there. Thankfully, Thibaut made the save. Down the line to Carl Norton. Nice little back heel into Leon Britton. Across to Coquelin, to Van Persie, to Alexandro, to Carl Norton, who's closed down by Alexandro. Here's Leon Britton again. Into Van Persie. Into Baston. I tried to get ahead of Baston there to get a foot on the ball before it reached him. As it happened, I just ran around the man as the ball arrived at his feet, and then all he had to do was turn and shoot. Watch the defender here that Baston backs into. I just try and nip in there, and I just get it wrong. Swansea 2, Chelsea 1. Pedro into Batshuayi will switch. Wilfred Bonney has come on for them up top and replaced Borja Baston. So a tall physical player replaced by a tall physical player. Like for like change. Kante there into Michi. I tried to quickly get it to Casey Palmer, which we've done well. Michi looking to race on to the end of it, and good shot, well saved by Lucas Fabianski. That's more positive. That's better. Pedro will take the corner. It's a good whip. Oh, Kennedy and Batshuayi getting each other's way, and he goes straight to the keeper. Lovely. Batshuayi, Casey Palmer. Kennedy's forward. Michi's there, waiting for Casey Palmer to arrive, which he has done. Casey Palmer, that should be 2. Oh, Fabianski, stop it. How has he stopped that? 2-1, 25 minutes to go, corner's in, it's deep. I'm going to try and knock this down to Kennedy, which I have done, but not exactly in the manner that I wanted to. Zuma out here to Alexandro, through the gap to Bakayoko, around the corner to Casey Palmer. Get the turn in. Oh, that wasn't a turn, it was a back heel, my man. That's not what I wanted you to do. Cesc with the tackle. Kennedy to Casey Palmer. Michi Batshuayi is there. Number of defenders around him though, just holding off Sumaro. Driving outside, Pedro can get the ball back here. Pedro in the box on his left foot. Back to Cesc, to Bakayoko. Bakayoko blocked. Pedro, get a foot in. I can't. 5 minutes to go between us and an FA Cup exit. Haven't been good enough in this second half, as far as I'm concerned. Get this into Michi though. We could still. Well,
it looked easy, didn't it? He's close in there, getting some stick from the crowd. Really made a hash of that to try and get the...
Can't still. Bakayoko with a tackle, but somehow Leroy First still comes away with it. Into Wilfred Bonney, forward to Vieto, good tackle by Alexandro. Pedro just turns his back on the ball there rather than trying to actually take a touch, which messed that opportunity up. And then when we get that into Michi, I need support, which at the minute I don't have, but he's hopped over that challenge well, and he's shrugged off the defender well too. Michi Batshuayi going solo. Michi Batshuayi.
Well, they've all gone to the defender to say well done, but I think the guy who had the chance really should have scored.
Well,
right.
To,
okay. Yeah. I wasn't meant to win this game. It wasn't meant to be, clearly. There's the final whistle. We are out of the FA Cup, despite a decent performance and enough chances to win it. A chance with Casey Palmer blasted wide in the last 5. A chance with Michi Batshuayi blasted over in the last 30 seconds. Burnley win 3-0 in their replay against Huddersfield, and we are out of the FA Cup. That's rather annoying. Right, back to the Premier League then. Aston Villa next. Aston Villa starting John Terry at the back. Looks like a 4-3-3 from them. Baker, Whelan and Lansbury in the midfield with Adoma, Kujia and Joãozinho on the wing. Galini in goal has been very good against me for Villa previously, so I'm hoping today he has an off day. Free kick for Aston Villa, Lewis Baker to take it. Whips it in, Morata's underneath it. Defending back there. Willian could win that header and hasn't. Micah Richards does well. That's a foul. Completely taken the feet away of Henry Lansbury then. It will be a yellow card for Alexandro, rather unsurprisingly. Henry Lansbury in his top knot, telling the referee exactly what he thought of that challenge. Lewis Baker will take this free kick as well. He has scored against me previously, Lewis Baker, in this save, but Kante volleys that straight away. Now, can I bring this down? The answer is no. Drops to Lewis Baker again. Cross here to Whelan, to Lewis Baker. And through the gap there to Glenn Whelan. Forward into Kujia. Good block by Andreas Christensen. It will now be a corner to Aston Villa. They're putting the pressure on here. I don't know where they are in the table, but they're causing me some problems here, regardless of how good or bad a season they're having. But Andreas Christensen defends that well. MORATA, was Isco even, looks to get that away. Trying to shrug off Glenn Whelan here. I'll just look to accelerate away from him, but trying my best here. Glenn Whelan trying his best too to keep up with me, but he hasn't been able to. And we'll drive in towards the box and pull it back, and unfortunately only find Henry Lansbury as MORATA lets it flash across the face of his body. But he's won it back there, MORATA, and the shot is blocked, and Hazard won't be able to close it down. Half an hour in. Not too much happening, but as you can tell, the game's getting pretty stretched. Looking to get away from the defender, but can't. He's found Isco. Isco gets away from the midfielder, and we'll look for MORATA through the gap there and drop the shoulder. Oh, lovely turn by Alvaro. He's in the box, MORATA. I think Alvaro Morata is back. I think. I might be mistaken. It might just be the opposite of his bad form that he was having before. He might just be a bipolar striker this season. He was terrible for a load of games, and Tammy Abraham stepped up. And now Alvaro Morata is back in the starting lineup and scoring regularly again. Just in time to help fire us towards a Premier League title, perhaps. Into Eden Hazard. It's Isco. Isco back there to Kante. Into Toni Kroos. Good turn. There's Alvaro Morata. Get it under control. Turn. JT with him. But Yep, Morata's definitely back. 100%. Alvaro Morata is back. It's confirmed. He's back in the best form that we were used to from Season 1. 2 goals in quick succession. We have a 2-0 lead here at Villa Park. We are going to get all 3 points. I'm not sure as of yet what Manchester United are doing on this particular match day. But if Man United do anything other than win, we will go top of the Premier League. Charlie Musonda has literally just come on for Eden Hazard, because Hazard was flagging, I'll be honest. Been quite quiet the past few games, Eden Hazard. Really need him to step back up again. He was my top league goal scorer prior to this episode with 9. I'm not sure what Morata is on now, but he hasn't performed recently, Eden Hazard, and I brought on Charlie Musonda, who hopefully will help us seal the game out by contributing towards a 3rd goal. It's Kajia waiting for that through ball to Jorginho, which didn't materialise. Christensen steps in to take it away. Charlie Musonda do the nice little turn. Isco's made a great run. If I can time this well and he's onside, then we might have the opportunity for the 3rd that we're after. And in fact, as I mentioned, Charlie Musonda might be involved in it. Oh, but he can't be the man to get it. Galini just squared him up there, and I was left with barely any space. It's going to be a corner though. Tony Kroos will whip it in. Isco underneath? No. It's going to drop to Charlie Musonda though. He's got that 5-star weak foot and somehow trying to power his way through the defenders, but that was rather poor from me dribbling wise. Never mind. Still 2-0 with half an hour to play. Adoma rushing down the line. Oh, it's a great ball across. And so very unlucky. Kadir could still finish and has done. Villa do pull one back. That ball across the box was disgustingly good to get it to the man at the back post. Really unlucky not to have scored, but Kadir was able to get the ball in at the 2nd attempt. Tight angle, he's done well to finish that. 2-1 with how long left? Still 19 minutes. Corner for Villa. Jorginho to take it. It's a decent delivery, headed away by Laporte. Have conceded a couple of those near post headers from corners so far this season. That's a nicely worked. Davis into Lewis Baker. He's got an extra option and he's used it. It's Conor Hurahan. Conor Hurahan with a turn. Oh, and a secondary turn who pulls it back instead of shooting there. Which was perhaps a mistake, but Kante trips the man on the edge of the box and Lewis Baker has the chance to equalise for Villa. Now he's cleared it from a similar situation and position earlier on in the game. Kante, he can't do it this time and Lewis Baker buries it. It's 2-2. Aston Villa have turned it around. They have themselves an equaliser, and with 10 minutes to go, we're on for a point, not a win. Might make a change. Abraham, back to Kroos to Kante. I've made a change and brought on Tammy Abraham, but also changed the formation as well and gone to 4-2-2. That's a formation I'm not that familiar with and haven't been that successful with whenever I've used it in online situations. But Alvaro Morata's played in for a hat-trick here, and Alvaro Morata will get his hat-trick, and we're immediately back in front. I don't know whether that was the change of formation that did that or whether that was just fortuitous positioning with regards to the lack of it from the defenders. But I switched to the 4-2-2 and we've scored immediately to make it 3-2, sorry. Isco around the corner to Alvaro Morata, who has a hat-trick now. Kante, there's Kroos. Drill that out to Charlie Musonda. And I'm not used to where my players are going to be whenever I'm building moves here because of the change in formation. I'm used to having a player out on the wing, and I've been looking for it a couple of times, and there's not been anyone there. So I'm glad I got the goal pretty sharpish because I haven't adjusted well to this change in formation, I will be honest. I don't think it was the change in formation that led to our 3rd goal. I'm just glad that we got it. Pereira step in here, he can, and Morata does well to also step in. Isco looking for Tammy Abraham, into Morata. In for potentially his and our 4th. Tammy Abraham with a turn. I'm actually just going to keep possession in this situation because there isn't much time left. Tammy Abraham gets the ball and I am just going to waste time now. And actually, space is opening up in behind. I might go for it with Isco. The outside of his right foot. Oscar-esque, you might say. You remember a goal Oscar scored for Chelsea a couple of years ago that he bent in from a similar position with the outside of his right foot. Very, very nearly replicating that there, Isco, but not able to do so. The referee hopefully will blow his final whistle very, very soon, and he does. Victory against Aston Villa by the skin of our teeth thanks to that man, Alvaro Morata, who is back with a bang. 3 goals for him, 3 goals for me, just the 2 for Aston Villa. Manchester United lost to Arsenal. We're top of the Premier League. The FA Cup was terrible, but with regards domestic league football, today couldn't have been better. Beating Man United, beating Aston Villa, United lose twice. We are top of the Prem, and our manager rating is up to 90. Despite going out of the FA Cup, pretty happy with that episode, to be honest. Pretty happy with that episode indeed. The 4-2 win over Liverpool. Told you it would get spoiled at some point. Where's the league table? Keep coming. There we go. And top of the Premier League with 11 games to go by 2 points. Can we hold on to it? I very much hope so. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more Champions League action. Is back in the next episode as well. And I'll see you then.